So tell me more about the injury. What happened?
She unfortunately got it caught in some mosquito mesh outside of my gazebo, and it got wound up really, really tight. It was about 16 hours before I caught it, and she actually did really fine for a long time. And this was over a year ago the injury happened, and just in the last 2 or 3 months, she's been declining.
And when you say declining, she's like not walking on it anymore?
She'll walk on it for food, but she really doesn't want to put the weight on it. It seems to bother her, and her foot just seems to have disappeared.
And since then, it's just kind of been going downhill?
Well, she did fine for a very long time, and she had a little bit of a limp, and it was maybe a little discomfort, but not something you would see every day. It would be like on an occasion.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that this tissue here is looking devitalized there, and see any way to salvage it. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. We get some x-rays, we'll get some blood work on her, and try to see if this is something we can kind of rehabilitate and maybe bring back. If not, then we may be looking at potential amputation.
Right.
So that she could have a good quality of life, because definitely this leg doesn't look good at all. Amputating the leg is obviously the last resort, you know, and so.
Or even maybe removing a part of it, if it needs the whole thing taken off.
Typically with these guys, because if you leave a stump and they're able,
it can
continue to get irritated. So usually if we're going to amputate pretty high up.
Right.
And then we'll have to maybe put a prosthesis on the bottom of the shell here to kind of, elevate it.
Yes.
But if we have to amputate, I will definitely let you know. And of course, the anesthesia in these guys are very tricky, but that's one thing that we take very seriously.
Yes.
It's very monitoring them very closely.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want the best for her. She's great.
She's gonna do fine.
I've had her through thick and thin.
So I am really worried about Bedrock's leg, because it doesn't look like there's any blood supply going to that leg. It looks like it's been cut off, and the leg is actually rotting. You can see the skin sloughing, and she's definitely in pain. So I'm really worried that we may not be able to save this leg. I'm hoping we can, but realistically, it's not looking good.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Oh, baby.
She's real strong.
Holy moly. Okay.
You're doing great.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, poke.
In Atlanta, Georgia, Arvid and his team are facing challenging amputation surgery on 7-year-old Tortoise Bedrock.
It's gonna make you feel better, I promise. Got some really, really good pain control.
The thing with these guys, it's tough to do much without anesthesia. And if you get your hand caught between the leg and the shell and they draw that leg back, they can really break your finger and do some damage. These guys are super strong. So we're gonna give them a little sedative to relax them so we can get the x-rays, get the total picture, get the ball rolling with getting Bedrock back to good health.
Yeah, let's put her all the way side, lateral.
Here's the problem. Definitely there's some lucency changes in the bone. Almost looks like it's like a moth-eaten appearance. Yes, you can see that with cancer, but in this case, I just think it's infection that's gotten into the bone. And you can see the digits look like they're kind of eaten away. So if you look here compared to the normal leg, which is here, you can definitely see the difference. You can see all the digits coming up here, but then on this leg, they all look like they're cut off, and the digits, all that looks like it's been eaten away, and there's some infection and inflammation in that bone. She's not gonna get that back. So unfortunately, it looks like the next step is to amputate. I know it sounds kind of brutal, but in the end, she's gonna be happier, healthier, pain-free. Hello, Juliet. It's Dr. Edward.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, so we took the radiographs of Bedrock, and unfortunately, in her leg, and especially in her bones, there definitely looks like there's some inflammation and infection that's kind of eating away at the bone. You can definitely see some bone loss and some areas where it looks like there's some moth-eaten appearances. So, unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to amputate.
Right. Are you gonna take the whole leg?
Yes, we're gonna take the whole leg.
I know she's safe in your hands.
Yes, Yes, we're gonna take good care of her.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for letting me know.
You're very welcome.
So you just go up and like this.
So now we're about to place the endotracheal tube so that we can get her induced for anesthesia. So the thing about these guys is that they have a really short trachea. So the tracheal bifurcation is very high as opposed to a dog or a cat. So when you're tubing these guys, you gotta be very careful not to go too far down, or you can only oxygenate one side of the lungs, and that's not good. So I created a little plastic gadget, if you will, to prevent that. We can just keep the eyes where we can move them. She's doing really well. And we have our Doppler hooked up so we can hear her heart rates, which is very important because it's not like I can put my stethoscope on there, so. I'm concerned, but I'm optimistic. Bedrock seems to be in good health, very strong girl. However, reptiles with anesthesia is very dicey. It makes you nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, I'm cutting.
Okay.
So my goal is to get Bedrock home. I know how much she's loved by her family, so that's what I'm gonna do. Trying to do this surgery around the shell is just tough. So I'm trying to navigate with this shell in the way.
Any recoil?
She flinched. I don't know if I hit a nerve or. So because she's still flinching, when I hit certain spots, that tells me she's still feeling it. So we're gonna have to give her a little more sedation to try to get her down to where she's not feeling this at all. So just still dissecting away here, trying to get down to the joint so that I can disarticulate this leg at the joint. It's just a very tight pocket, so it just makes it harder. So the problem is she's still twitching. So we're trying to get her to where she's supposed to be anesthetically.
Arvid now has to administer even more sedative to ensure Bedrock is not aware of the intrusive surgery.
This right here is why I don't do reptiles often. Okay, go ahead and lift up the leg. Yeah. I'm having a tough time finding joint space. So what I've decided to do is to saw the bone off cranially as I can, and I think that'll do the trick.
Okay, leg is off.
Then we can go ahead and start to close. So over the next few days, it's going to be very critical as to how Bedrock does from this surgery. We waited for her to go down with anesthesia. Now we got to wait for her to wake up. And in tortoises, that can take a long time. So our work is not done. So with tortoises, they're slow to go fully down on anesthesia, but then waking up takes them just as long, if it's not longer. So we're in for a long wait. So now we're about to do the prosthesis so that we can give some elevation to that area now that she doesn't have a limb, to help with her mobility, prevent damage to the shell, and help prevent injury and pain. So the arm will come here, so I'm thinking like right
like
there.
here-ish.
Because when I've seen the wheels, they've all been
here.
like right there.
Okay.
Set time of 15 to 25 minutes. So I'll put a prosthesis on her, something that I made up with like a tennis ball. So I just hope she's able to keep it on for, a good amount of time.
Oh, good morning.
Oh,
Good morning, sunshine.
So she's starting to recoil her head now. She has retracted it back into the shell, which means she's starting to come to.
So she's finally giving us some reflexes here. As you can see, she's pulling in those feet right when we pull them out. She's giving us some resistance here.
Bedrock's owner, Juliet, is keen to be reunited with her special girl.
I'm excited to reunite Bedrock with her owner because I'm pretty sure her owner has been sitting on pins and needles all day, and she's gonna be extremely happy to see Bedrock, and not just see her, but very happy that she made it through the anesthesia. I know that was a big concern of mom's.
Hi, my girl.
Maybe she hear your voice, that might wake her
Hi,
up.
sweet girl. Oh, my baby.
She's got a little prosthesis and see how it kind of elevates that shell.
Yes. Do you think it'll have issue against concrete?
No, because this slides.
It slides great.
This slides.
Absolutely.
Yep.
This looks fantastic. Very ingenuitive. All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Absolutely.
Very grateful. I know
Good.
she is as well.
Yes.
I'm definitely very relieved that Bedrock is okay, and I'm just really grateful the surgery went well.
All right, you have a good one. All right?
All right, great.
All right.
Bedrock the tortoise has made a remarkable recovery from amputation surgery. After losing her badly damaged leg and being fitted with a prosthesis, the 7-year-old is coping well, taking life one slow step at a time.
Where are you going?
He wants to go explore, man.